What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys are brand new here, this is your first time to the channel, what we do, man, we break down the scariest and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, from YouTube videos to TikTok videos to IG Reels. Anything weird, usual, and unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. I want to thank the Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, who's been subbed out to the channel. You guys are seeking the truth, man, so I appreciate you finding us today. I messed with the volumes again, man, because I said how y'all couldn't kind of hear in the last video, so I turned it up for y'all. So we seeking the truth, bro. Let's see what we're gonna find out today, Seekers.
This couple was arrested after these siblings were found deceased in a suitcase. 5-year-old Jesus and 3-year-old Yesenia Dominguez went missing in the summer of 2018. But it wasn't until January 20th of this year when police received a call about a container filled with concrete found inside a storage unit in Colorado. After investigating, they found the remains of Yesenia encased in the concrete. They then began searching for Jesus, and in February of this year, they found his body in a suitcase inside a car at a scrapyard. This car belonged to Karina Minjares, who was a girlfriend of these children's father, Jesus Dominguez Sr. The father of his children and his girlfriend were arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of abuse of a corpse.
How could Seekers, man? How could they do that to their own freaking kids, bro? It was like back to back. They found like the girl in January and freaking son, freaking February, man. And the fact that they put them in freaking suitcases filled with concrete, bro. Seekers, bro. What makes people do these evil things, man, to their own freaking friends and families? I never get that, bro. It's like the most freaking insane stories I hear they be happening to their family members or friends. That's a trend I've kind of been noticing, Seekers.
Looking photos with disturbing backstories, Part 2. This Snapchat was the last photo ever taken of Sydney Loof, a woman who was killed by her Tinder date. Her body was cut into 14 different pieces, and when it was brought back to the morgue, it was in 6 different bags. This man was transferring oxygen tanks for 12 boys and their coach. He didn't have enough oxygen for himself, however, and died after losing consciousness in one of the cave's passageways. This man is Issei Sagawa, an actual cannibal from Japan. This photo was taken by a Japanese magazine after he was released from prison for insanity. The man in this photo, Franklin Floyd, married a woman and had custody over her children while she was in prison for 30 days. The girl in this photo is one of her children, whom Floyd kidnapped to start a new life with. He left the other siblings behind, and after this photo was taken, he went to another state, changed both of their names, and claimed her as his biological daughter. Later, he went on to marry her.
No freaking way. How the hell did something like that even happen? Seekers, bro? They didn't even catch them? Seekers, man, you gotta be careful, bro, who you freaking leave your freaking kids around, man. You never know what type of freaking thoughts is going into their freaking head. And that guy, man, who was a freaking cannibal, he was a cannibal. He came out and he got a damn photo shoot. Like, what's with that, bro? You eating people, man, and he's saying, "Oh, we gotta flick you up, bro. You special." Like, what the hell? I do even want to even freaking propose something like that, Seekers, bro. I'm telling you, man, this media and stuff, bro. We gotta pay attention, bro. Gotta log in.
This is what would happen if all humans fell asleep for 1 year, part 2. Up first, after about 2 weeks, it wouldn't be good at all. All food in everybody's houses would begin to go bad. All the freezers and refrigerators would shut down, which would result in spoiled, wasted, and rotting food. Next up, after 15 days, all domestic pets like cats and dogs would begin to struggle extremely badly. They would begin to starve and roam the streets, which would then result in them eating each other for food because they're so hungry. After 20 days, all farmland would be destroyed. This is because all the crops would be eaten by wild animals, since there is no humans around to stop them or keep them out. Next up, after about 35 days, all cities would begin to be covered by plants. They would be growing underground on the streets, sidewalks, and buildings, virtually anywhere. This would then result in insects being in places they should never have been, like our houses and apartments, which just wouldn't be good at all. Just imagine waking up after a year of sleeping and seeing everything you loved and owned completely covered by insects and plants.
These are 8 horrifying facts.
That's why should never be All of us, man, imagine the freaking humans, bro. We all went to sea for a year, bro. We have like some devastating consequences. You wouldn't think about it in the short term, but if you think about the long term impacts, bro, that's just not possible, man. All those, like I said, the whole cities we cover with plants and stuff. You wake up, insects gonna be all around you. Madness everywhere, seekers. That's something I didn't even think about, bro. Like I said, when I watch these videos, it always expands my knowledge base, man. Hopefully, it does the same with the y'all fellow seekers.
That will probably keep you up at night. There are thousands of old diseases frozen in the glaciers of the world, and global warming will eventually release them all. If a person dies in their costume at Disney, like Mickey Mouse, they have to be sat down on a bench so it looks like they're resting. Climate change is making spiders bigger. Some female spiders allow their young to eat them alive. Tooth in the eye surgery is when surgeons put a tooth in a blind person's eye to restore their sight. It was pioneered in the 1960s, and it actually works, and it's still being done today. The chances of a successful CPR outside of a hospital is only 7%. Cell phones are 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. When you suddenly wake up during the night without any reason, there was someone or something staring at you. Yeah, there's a lot more, like for part 12.
I'm sorry, man. I have to pause at that one, Seekers, bro. Especially that cell phone fact, man. You wouldn't even think about it because you put your cell phone to your freaking head. Like, how many times throughout the day, bro? In the head that it's actually dirtier than the toilet seat? I'm going to have to check that out, Seekers, man. You guys believe that fact? Or is that cap? Cap or fact, man? Tell me down below, Seekers. I got to check that out. Where's this guy?
This is how cartoons look in different countries. In the movie Zootopia, animals host a news show. In America, the host is a moose, but in China, he's replaced with the panda. In Australia, he's a koala, and in Japan, he's a tanuki. Moving on, in this scene in Inside Out, the main character Riley refuses to eat broccoli, but in other parts of the world, like Japan, the kids actually love broccoli, so they replace the broccoli with green peppers. In a different scene in Inside Out, when Riley's dad is daydreaming about hockey, only Americans actually see this. This scene has actually changed to football for the rest of the world because it's the most popular sport on the planet. In Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear gives a speech in front of the American flag, but in other countries, this would seem a little weird, so for the rest of the world, they replaced the flag with the world globe. Next, in Pokemon, while Ash and Brock enjoy this onigiri, in the American version, they actually call it a jelly donut to appeal to Americans. Next, in this scene in Inside Out where Bing Bong reads a sign and points to the letters, not only did they translate the sign for other languages, but they even went as far as to reanimate Bing Bong so that he points to the letters right to left instead of left to right to accommodate the languages that read that way. Moving on, Rochelle from Planes changes her name and appearance depending on whatever country the movie is being shown in. So in the UK, Michelangelo's nunchucks are actually replaced with a rope because Britain wants to avoid surges of violence. In Monsters University, Randall makes cupcakes that spell out "Be my pal," but they're actually replaced with smiley faces around the world to avoid translating the icing to different languages. And lastly, Minty Zaka from Wreck-It Ralph is changed to Minty Sakura in the Japanese version, and she also gets a Japanese makeover.
Disturbing facts that will ruin your day. There are between 25 and 50 active serial killers in the United States at any given time, according to the FBI. If you live a full life, you're going to have shed over 100 pounds of your skin. Cruise ships are legally required to have morgues for the passengers that inevitably will die on each trip. A Nightmare on Elm Street was inspired by a true story. A boy was having disturbing nightmares and refused to sleep for multiple days. The same night that he succumbed to exhaustion, he died in his sleep, but not before screaming for help in the middle of the night because of his nightmares. If you try to grab the brain in its natural state, it will fall apart. When you see scientists pick up a brain, it's because they've used chemicals to harden it. There are still 40 million people worldwide that are slaves. 3 in 4 of those are women, and 1 in 4 are children. Follow for more.
That aspect is just freaking sad. How is something like that even still going on, bro? There's still, like I said, 40 million slaves in the worldwide, bro. That's a freaking huge number, Seekers, man. We definitely, bro, you gotta do something, man, about that number, bro. That shouldn't even be happening, man, in this day and age. Goes to show you, man, if you ignore a problem, bro, how it can balloon and become even bigger, man. It's insane, Seekers. Truly.
This teacher SA'd a 13-year-old student and then claimed she was pregnant. This investigation began on November 2023 when this boy's parents contacted his school after they discovered inappropriate messages between 27-year-old Adriana Rulon and their 13-year-old child. Adriana was a teacher at Antonio Gonzalez Middle School in Texas when she began this relationship. The 13-year-old stepfather became suspicious after the boy spent more than $130 in a store. When he asked the child where he was getting all this money from, he told them that his friends gave it to him. His stepfather had a hard time believing this, so he went through his phone and that's when he found the inappropriate text messages and photos from Adriana. He also noticed large amounts of money coming in through Cash App from Adriana, which explains the purchases this boy was making. His stepfather became more worried when he saw a message that Adriana was pregnant. And what's disturbing is that the essaying was happening everywhere, including during school hours in her classroom. Adriana eventually confessed to everything, and she even said that she's heard of these cases happening to other people, but she never thought that it would happen to her.
What did she mean? She didn't think it was gonna happen. She didn't think she was gonna get freaking caught, bro. I hear that she might be freaking, pregnant because of what happened, man. Sick world secrets, bro. Thing that got to me, she said it was happening everywhere, bro. Even in that classroom during like school hours, man. Nobody was picking up on that, bro. There might be more to that case, secrets, cause I ain't freaking having a hard time believing, man. It's happened during school hours and nobody was picking up on that. What the hell are the people at that school doing, bro?
This is the terrifying image of a woman cowering on her rooftop, trying to escape an intruder when he pops up behind her. What happened to this woman is like something off a horror film. It was September 2014 and Melora Rivera was at her home in California. Unfortunately for her though, she was not home alone on the day in question, although she was initially unaware of this. Melora worked as an actress and actually had a part in the Whitney Houston film Sparkle. She was in her bed when she noticed somebody in her property. He had apparently broken a panel to reach inside and unlock one of the doors. Terrified, the woman tried to escape onto the roof to alert authorities. She managed to balance up on the roof and ring 911 before, terrifyingly, he jumped up and appeared behind her. This image was captured by a passerby. Thankfully, police arrived on the scene and the man was arrested. He was identified as 29-year-old Christian Hicks. He was swiftly arrested and the woman was rescued off the roof by the fire brigade.
Did you know that the sun loses 350 billion tons of mass every single day, and it will continue to do so until one day its outward pressure gets so strong that the sun's gravity no longer resists it, and the sun begins to expand so much that it swallows up Earth completely. There's also a type of star known as vampire stars that do exactly as their name suggests, and consumes another star before they explode into a supernova. 250 million light years away from us is a place in space known as the Great Attractor, and even though we don't know what it is, we do know that it's pulling our galaxy and a bunch of other galaxies towards it at speeds of 600 kilometers per second. In 2012, we missed a solar storm by just 1 week. If that storm had been ejected 1 week earlier, it would have caused a global blackout so devastating that we'd still be recovering from it today. Also, black holes can be mobile, and we found one of these space-time eating machines moving at 3 million miles per hour.
59-year-old Karina Smith filled a bucket with boiling water in the middle of the night. She mixed it with sugar to make it more viscous. Then she went to her bedroom and poured it over her 80-year-old husband Michael Baines's body.
Damn.
He got skin grafts for his major burns, but he later did pass away. 13 years earlier, her son had committed S-word. Her son had previously been imprisoned for assault, and he told her that it was a P-word who had touched him. So in 2020, when his sister, Karina's daughter, told her that her father had been assaulting her and her brother for years when they were children, Karina put the pieces together. After pouring the water on him, Karina went to a neighbor around 9 doors down and said, "I really hurt him. I think I've killed him." His skin was peeling off when he was found, and he told officers, "I just want to die." Her sentence was life in prison for murder. She pled manslaughter because she just lost control in anger after what her daughter had told her, but since it took 13 minutes for the kettle of water to boil, that was, overturned. It was also alleged that she went 9 doors down to a neighbor that she apparently wasn't very close to, just to waste time. Therefore, it was concluded that it was a murder case with revenge as a motive. This was a really fast video, but I saw this last night on freaking Reddit of all places, and I just needed to get it out of my head. This whole story is just really sick. I hope the daughter is doing okay wherever she is, because, like, oh my.
That case wasn't freaking insane, bro. To put the pieces together, man. What happened to her son, bro? And that was the freaking dad all along, but she took it to the freaking extreme. But I guess it just freaking broke her secrets, man. She said she had to do what she had to do. Like I said, I wonder what happened to that. Was how the daughter's doing, man. I'm going to do some research into that. Check that out, bro. The hell? I have to call edit on that one though.
Let's talk about
It's
this.
a good edit though.
This is why if I ever have kids, I'll never let them use the bathroom alone. A 7-year-old girl and her mom were headed to Target, and she was getting some clothes for school. Her mom also wanted to grab some snacks for movie night. So while her mom went to go grab popcorn and other snacks, she told her daughter to go pick out clothes for school. When her daughter finally finished and picked out the clothes, she went up to her mom and said something strange happened. A sad pale lady had came up to her, telling her that she wished she could have her own daughter that looked just like her. The mom, who thought the daughter was just joking around, laughed it off and said, "Let's go." While heading to the register, the daughter shook her mom and said, "That's the lady who told me she wanted a daughter just like me," pointing at a mannequin. The mom laughed, thinking the daughter was still being silly. You know how kids have wild imaginations, always playing around. While at the register, the daughter had to go to the bathroom, so the mom told her to hurry up. It was only a couple hours down, by the way. While in the bathroom, the daughter texted the mom saying the pale lady's in here who wanted a daughter. The mom, trying to get in a rush back home to her other kids, said, "Hurry up, we have to go. Stop playing around." 10 minutes later, and the daughter never came out. The mother, who was waiting outside the bathroom at this time, rushes in the bathroom to see what the heck is going on. The daughter was nowhere to be found. She even checked the stalls to see if her daughter was hiding, standing on a toilet or something. On one of the stalls, she found her daughter's cell phone on the floor. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, comment down below your favorite fruit. Mine is mangoes. When she checked her phone, this was the last image found in it. Police still to this day have no explanation on what happened to that little girl.
Seekers, man. I'm guessing that's just a freaking sign, bro. Listen to your kids, man, when they say something, bro. Like I said, hey, you may seem a kid, they just playing, they have an imagination, but nah. Kids talk sometimes, but they telling the truth, bro. They ain't playing around all the time, man. Look what happened, bro. She thought her kid was playing around and somebody went in the bathroom, someone just took her, bro. Maybe because she pointed to a mannequin, maybe that's what she think. Maybe that's what the woman had looked like. She probably literally wasn't talking about the mannequin. That's freaking insane, bro. You can freaking scared to go to the damn bathroom, bro. You can get taken anywhere, man. Edit. I have to call her like I see it,
Well, can you
bro.
just pass my drink that's on the table, please?
See, edit.
Thanks.
Lock the door too. What the hell? What the edit? You going up to him? What the? The hell? Seekers, is this an edit or is this legit? I need your guys' help on this one. What the? What the hell? Floor in the middle?
Let's talk about all the allegations made against Dan Schneider in the new Quiet on Set documentary trailer. Investigation Discovery is releasing a 4-part documentary series that goes over the alleged misconduct and abuse that happened under Dan Schneider's reign at Nickelodeon. And the first allegation we see is workplace misconduct.
Working for Dan was like being in an abusive relationship. Dan's treatment of people on his shows was an open secret.
And we know that around this time, the 2 female writers from The Amanda Show were uncomfortable around Schneider because he was constantly asking them for massages, something that he himself admitted. Another allegation that's made is that these 3 men were known predators who were working at the network at the time, kind of alluding to the fact that this was a systemic problem happening at the network. The trailer also hints at the fact that the documentary may have gotten a bombshell interview for this. Someone who was being coached by other child actors at the time and is now ready to tell their story. Some have suggested that it may be Jeanette McCurdy because in her book she alludes to the fact that there was inappropriate conduct on set of iCarly, and also that she was given hush money to never talk about it. And because she had previously filed a complaint with Ariana Grande against a producer of Sam and Cat claiming that there was inappropriate conduct on set. And some have suggested that it's Alexa Nicholas because she has publicly stated that she never felt comfortable working around Schneider and that working for him was traumatizing. But the documentary comes out on March 17th, and I, for one, am very curious what it has to say.
Seekers, are we watching on March 17th, bro? Let me know, man, because I'll definitely have to check that out, bro. Because, you know, I've been seeing it, that things, especially like with Jeanette McCurdy and stuff, and how, you know, her journey on iCarly, that's how it changed her, bro. Man, these freaking child actors, bro, like I said, getting into Hollywood, bro, that's like it's, if you want to get into that business, bro, it's like there's some dark things that take place behind the scenes, bro, that you got to be freaking prepared for, bro. They just don't know because you're kids, so how could you know? But man, March 17th, bro, I'm gonna have to mark that down my calendar, Seekers. We're gonna have to watch that, bro. We seek the truth out here, bro. And it has to be a pixie.
Just keep watching up behind me on that ledge. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing. Oh, there he is. Okay, it's there.
The hell?
Oh, well, at least we've got a shot of one.
Seekers. Cap or real, bro. No, it's looking iffy.
It's hard to tell. Oh, okay. Right, that doesn't look good. There's another one up there.
A group of them?
Right, that doesn't look friendly. That one's the male, so I thought that was the female burrow, so I don't know quite what he's doing there. Where's he gone? Behind those trees there. Oh, he's off. Let's just see if I can.
I passed away trying to put a TV in my stomach. Hello, I am Poe, one of the Teletubbies. You know who I am, but you don't know my dark history. Before all the sunshine and happiness, there was darkness and loneliness. We were 4 children stuck in a Bulgarian mental facility they called Teletubby Land, where they experimented on psychotic children. They isolated us into dark rooms. La, the yellow tubby, was a child with a facial disfigurement, making her smile all the time. Tinky Winky, the purple tubby, was a deaf child that was tied to a fence outside and suffered frostbite. Dipsy was a malnourished child that was constantly sick, and me, Poe, I fell into a fire when I was young. Our only source of comfort in our rooms was our little televisions, but as part of an experiment, they told us they were going to take them away. We didn't want that to happen, so we came up with the idea to put them into our stomachs. They were too big to swallow, so we tried to cut them open and put the television inside, but we didn't make it. Remember where we came from. Remember our suffering.
Okay. Another edit, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta call that like I see it. What the hell? It's freaking shaking the freaking camera or something, bro.
This kid was missing for 4 years before people realized something was going on. Part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, go watch them right now. When Sean was 11 years old, he was captured by a man named Michael Devlin. Michael Devlin held him captured for 4 years and tortured him every day. He even forced him to do horrific acts and recorded them. And for months, police were looking for Sean, but they had no idea where he was. To the outside world, Devlin was a father figure to Sean. He even taught him how to drive. He went all over with him. But in private, it was different. When they were alone, Devlin would torture Sean. But Devlin wasn't satisfied, so he kidnapped another kid named Ben. Ben was crying in the car, so people reported Devlin to the police. The police then came into Devlin's home to investigate what Devlin was actually up to. Devlin was too scared, so he confessed to the police. And while the police were looking for Ben, they actually found Sean as well. Both Sean and Ben both went back to their families. Devlin was sentenced to prison. But something even worse happened to Devlin in prison. If you want to know what happened to Devlin in prison, make sure you follow my Instagram for part 4. Thanks for watching.
Man, that freaking goes to show you, bro. Like freaking in public, man, they thought he was the freaking perfect father figure. He taught teaching his son how to drive, but behind the scenes, he's a completely different person, bro. See, cause isn't that freaking like scary, bro? Like how you can portray yourself as something to the public, and then like you can be a completely different person, bro, when the cameras and stuff is off, man. It's freaking crazy, bro. You always gotta be aware of seekers, man. People aren't who they seem to be, bro. You never know who a true person is, man. I guess without the cameras and stuff. When it's off, that's when they're gonna reveal their true selves.
Let's talk about what the show Griselda on Netflix gets right and wrong about the life of Griselda Blanco.
Okay.
Because the show works really hard to make her look like a victim when that is not who she was. And a reminder that if you want to deep dive on her life before watching the show, definitely listen to this week's episode. Let's start with the first episode when Griselda is covering up a wound that she got from her husband Alberto. And that is correct. Alberto did fire his weapon at Griselda, but it did not happen how it happens in the show. Because in the show, Alberto makes Griselda sleep with his brother to wipe out their dead. And she's so disgusted by this that she goes after Alberto. And he gets a shot in, but ultimately she's the only one that leaves that interaction alive. But in real life, Griselda was not letting anyone tell her what to do, especially Alberto. What really happened was Alberto and Griselda were fighting because Griselda didn't like the way that Alberto was running their illegal operation. So one night, she takes her posse and she shows up to the club that he's at. The two ended up getting in a fight in the parking lot, and let's just say Alberto left that fight in a body bag. And this is when she goes to Miami, which the show gets right. But in the show, she goes to Miami with no money, and they show her like crammed in a guest bedroom with her kids while she's trying to make some money. When in reality, when Griselda went to Miami, she was richer than most people in America. Her net worth was said to be around $500 million, and she owned a mansion that had a bronze statue of her inside. And there's maybe something to say here about how Hollywood makes women look battered and bruised in order to make them more understandable, but that is not who Griselda was. And if you want an overview on her reign of terror, listen to this week's episode.
This is the victim of child.
Guess this goes to show you, bro, like I said, the facts and stuff, what we see in the media and stuff, how they can just like switch it up so it can, this can be convenient for a storyline or something, man. They don't, I guess, go for a beat by beat. The truth, man, they have to freaking mix it up for drama and stuff, but, bro, I feel like if you're gonna adapt the story, bro, you at least have to try to stay true to the material as much as possible, right? Or am I just chipping seekers? That's what I think.
Child abuse who hunted other abusers down and attacked them with a hammer. Jason Bukovich was born in Anchorage, Alaska. His mum was a single mother who later married a man called Larry Fulton. Far from Larry becoming a father figure to Jason, he actually became his abuser. Larry adopted Jason and used the family's Christian faith to his advantage. He would treat late-night prayer sessions as an opportunity to abuse Jason. He also subjected Jason to severe physical beatings. Jason's brother was also abused by Larry, and the pair experienced horrific beatings one after another. Shockingly, although Larry actually was charged with abuse of a minor in 1989, he didn't actually go to jail. The boys were left in the hands of an offender, so they decided to take matters into their own hands. They decided to flee the abuse by simply running away. Now, Jason was 16 at this point and had no way to earn a living. The brothers went to Washington State and decided to commit crime to make money. Jason ended up moving around numerous times and ended up with a record including theft and assault. In 2008, he moved back to Alaska, and in June 2016, he hatched a plan. He selected some S offenders of the local registry to target. He picked 3 men, Charles Albee, Andres Barbosa, and Wesley Demarest. First heading to 68-year-old Charles's house, he forced him to sit on his bed, confronted him, hit him, robbed him, and then fled. Just days later, he showed up at Andres's house, threatened him with a hammer, and punched him. He then targeted the third man on his list. He forced his way into Wesley's home around 1 a.m. one evening. He actually had 2 women with him at the time to carry out this attack. He demanded the man got to his knees, but Wesley refused. Jason ended up hitting him in the head with a hammer. As he did so, he stated, "I'm an avenging angel." He explained that he was getting justice for the people he'd hurt. He stole items from the house and fled the scene. When Wesley regained consciousness, he called police and Jason was arrested. Wesley suffered extreme brain injuries following the attack. Jason was charged with multiple offences and was sentenced to 28 years in prison. He got 5 years suspended and another 5 on probation. Jason did try to appeal due to his PTSD from his child abuse, but this was denied. Jason now tries to deter other victims of abuse from doing what he did. He stated, "I began my life sentence many, many years ago. It was handed down to me by an ignorant, hateful, poor substitute for a father." He said, "I now face losing most of the rest of my life due to a decision to lash out at people like him."
Ooh. See, cause what do you guys think, man? He said he was a freaking an avenging angel, bro, but trying to take matters in his own hands. He took it. What do you guys think, man, of that freaking case, bro? He was going after everybody, bro. What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to the channel. You guys already know what we do here, man. We break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, from YouTube videos to TikTok videos to IG videos. Anything weird, usual, unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Just want to thank the Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, subbing up to the channel. Greatly appreciate that, man. You're seeking the truth just like you. That's why you found us today, man. Found this video for you guys today, man. So let's do what we do best, bro. Seek the truth.
4 of the Nevada bullies arrested over the horrific mass attack outside a Las Vegas school that resulted in the death of 17-year-old Jonathan Lewis Jr. are being tried as adults at the start of a trial which could see them jailed for life. 16-year-old Dontrell Beaver and Trevian Randolph and 17-year-old Damian Hernandez and Gianni Robinson are among 8 schoolmates accused of beating Lewis to death outside Rancho High School in Las Vegas on November 1st. In court, prosecutors said they were charging the teens with second-degree murder instead of first-degree murder because they could not prove premeditation, but that they continue to go through the evidence.
I don't understand how an art...
Seekers, bro. It's freaking crazy, man. You can't even get into you don't even get into a fight nowadays, bro, because it's just not worth it, because the freaking unthinkable can happen, man. Like all those freaking kids, bro. And the freaking school fight as well, man. I seen my freaking share of freaking school fights, man, but they didn't end in that type of way, man. But nowadays, bro, the world's crazy. It's not even freaking worth it, bro. If you're in a situation, just try to walk away, man, because Seekers, you never know what's gonna happen.
Argument over breadcrumbs can cause someone to do something so heinous to someone else. 35-year-old Dimitri Furcano stabbed his girlfriend, 28-year-old Erica Preti, to death after she called him out for leaving breadcrumbs on their hotel bed. In 2017, they were on vacation in San Teodoro when on one of those nights, Dimitri attacked Erica and stabbed her 57 times. Dimitri was originally sentenced to 30 years in prison, but what happened next, no one saw coming. You see, when Dimitri was sentenced in 2018, he weighed about 260 pounds. Then from 2022 to 2023, Dimitri gained 200 pounds and now weighs about 450 pounds. So because of his health and the horrible diet served in prison, Dimitri was recently released after only serving 5 years. The court ruled that the food in the prison could end up killing him, so he had to get out. And get this, Dimitri will serve the rest of his sentence under house arrest at his parents' home near Milan, where he can get access to a healthy diet. So this is a slap in the face to the victim's family, but keep in mind this happened in Italy, so I'm guessing the laws over there are a little bit more lenient. So do you guys think his release was valid, or should he have been kept there for the remaining of his sentence?
A man has been...
See, because that has to be one of the freaking most craziest cases I've heard, bro. Oh, some freaking breadcrumbs, man. You do the unthinkable? Really? Over breadcrumbs in the freaking bed, man? And the freaking, yeah, like I said, shock to me, bro. He got out, man, on freaking house arrest, bro. All because he said he was gaining weight. Like, What the hell? She said that's the type of Italy. She said it happened in Italy, and so the laws may be more lenient, bro. I'm gonna have to check that out, man, because that doesn't make no sense. Like him gaining all that freaking weight, and they just said, "Oh no, you gotta let you up because you can freaking end up." And did it all, man, because you gained too much weight, and he just letting him go and just let him serve the rest on house arrest. That don't sound right to me, Seekers. What do you guys think, man, about that case? I know that's gonna get y'all guys' minds turning.
Been arrested for indecent exposure after pleasuring himself at a come-and-go gas station. Officers, however, weren't able to catch the man in the act after he took the name of the fuel station a little too literally. Customers identified Kenneth Kelly as the perpetrator, and when the police went to his house with surveillance footage, he confirmed that he had clothes matching the suspect, but denied being the man in the video. Eventually, Kenneth admitted it was him and claimed he wasn't actually playing with himself, but was just scratching his genitals.
Did you know that Gino
I didn't even know there was a freaking gas station, something called Come and Go. Like, he took the freaking name literally and just did that freaking disgusting act around it. Even if that's the name, or you should know never to do something like that freaking public, Seekers, man. There's no way out of that one, bro. You can't talk your way out of that one, man. People need to think, bro. Use their head before they do dumb situations, man.
Campo actually served time in prison. Many people in the UK absolutely love Gino, who is well known for appearing on daytime television. However, many people don't know that he does have a criminal past. This true crime case honestly reads like a bizarre fan fiction. In 1998, way before he ever appeared on ITV's This Morning, Gino was 21 years old. He was an unknown waiter living in North London. He broke into the home of well-known 80s singer Paul Young. He was known for having hits such as Wherever I Lay My Hat. Gino stole Paul's guitar collection, which was reportedly worth around £4,000. He also stole his platinum disc. Police investigating the crime found that Gino had actually unknowingly left his DNA at the crime scene. He dropped a cigarette butt with his DNA on it. They were able to match this DNA to Gino, and he was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Gino actually reached out to Paul personally to apologise to him just prior to entering the I'm a Celebrity jungle back in 2009. Gino stated that he was involved with the wrong people back then and was on the wrong path.
This was the photo of a man who was sentenced to 20 years in prison simply because he looked like someone else. He was charged for armed robbery simply because police officers couldn't tell them apart. He later met the man who actually committed the crime while in prison.
Nah, Seekers, you gotta freaking hear that, bro. You got freaking put in jail just because you look like the person who did it, and because the police didn't want to freaking do their jobs. You ended up meeting the actual guy who did it, bro. Hell no, man. They're gonna have to do something, man, to make that right, bro. Just because you look like a person, man, who did it, bro, and the police didn't do their jobs. None of the freaking years of his life probably got wasted, Seekers. Crazy case, man. I told you, man, when I watch these freaking videos with you guys, I always expand my mind. Hopefully he does the same with you guys as well.
This is your chin, Mama. Do this and put it on your chin.
This is Samantha Charby and her daughter, Vianne Mangrio. Sadly, they are no longer here with us today. They lived in Burnley, UK. They had a beautiful, loving mother and daughter relationship. Vianne's father living in Pakistan. Vianne was only 14, but both her parents were very proud of her because she already had plans to go to Cambridge and study law. Samantha had hired a man named Shabazz Khan to do some handiwork around the house, but he did more than just handiwork on the day of October 1st, 2020. The bodies of Saman and Vianne were found when police decided to go to their house for a welfare check. Police launched an investigation and found that the handyman on CCTV was there that day. 52-year-old Shabazz Khan was then arrested. He had laced Saman's rose wine with diazepam before ultimately strangling her. A little while after that, at 3:25 p.m., Vianne was coming home from school, and when she arrived into the house, Khan drugged her and ended her life too. To throw him off as the suspect, Khan tried to make it look like the bodies were set on fire by the tea kettle, but had trouble doing so. So instead, he started to write on the wall, COVID-19 and my mom is evil, to make it look like the two mother and daughter didn't like each other and had a falling out. Luckily for autopsy, it showed that that wasn't the case, and that Saman passed away from pressure on her neck while her daughter's body was so badly burned that they could only say that she died of asphyxiation. In Khan's loft, they found jewelry worth 27,000 pounds that belonged to Saman. Khan was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 34 years, while while his wife, who also tried to lie about his whereabouts to the cops, was jailed for 30 months. Always be careful on who you allow in your home.
Oh
True
no.
statement, Seekers.
No, 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 silly. To dry it. But it exploded. And they were both found dead. She.
What the hell is that?
You can't replace children, but you can replace the effect that they give you. Children are so easy to conceive.
I didn't form a pattern as most, but blood is blood.
It's crazy, Seekers. Giants? Seekers, you believe in giants? Damn. That man, what the hell is going through his freaking head, bro? It's like he just freaking broke and just went on a freaking spree, man. All those damn people, bro. Seekers, what possesses people to do freaking things like that, man? The world is a freaking evil place, Seekers, bro. We always got to be aware of our surroundings, man. Because you never know what could happen. That was freaking crazy, bro. All those people.
What would you do if you saw a severed foot in the sand? Hi, my name is Ethan, and trigger warning, this is a dark case. In 2007, a woman was walking alongside a beach in British Columbia, and she noticed a pair of shoes on the beach. When she walked up closer to it, she noticed there was a sock in the shoe, and inside that sock was a human foot. And what's crazy is that wasn't the only one. By the end of 2008, there had been a total of 6 times where severed feet had washed up on shore from 5 men and 1 woman. They were actually able to identify one of the man's foot, but they believe that he had unalived himself. And for the other 5 individuals, it still remains a mystery to this day. Some think it was a plane crash, while others believe it was the 2004 tsunami, but no one will ever truly know.
Animals that can...
Seekers, man, what do you guys think about that, bro? Like, you freaking walking along the beach and you just found a severed, like, leg along the way, man? And they said it's still unsolved to this day, bro. Was it a tsunami? Or, like they said, it could have been something else, bro. I'm gonna have to check on that one, Seekers, bro. That's a weird one. An unusual one as well, man, that they couldn't solve that.
Kill themselves. Up first are mountain sheep. These sheep evolved to have incredibly strong horns that can take out any animal. However, their horns are actually the cause of their own death too. As their horns grow, they begin to penetrate their own neck. And as time passes, they continue to grow further and further, until eventually it kills them. Then we have deer. During mating season, many deer get into aggressive fights, and every time they do, they risk a horrible death. When they fight, their horns can get interlocked with the horns of other deer. Unless someone is able to shoot their horns to break them, they're stuck until they eventually die of starvation and thirst. Then we have turtles. If a turtle ever rolls over or falls on its back, it's impossible for it to get upright again. Like deer, unless another turtle or human can get them upright again, they die of starvation.
Top 3 largest.
Man, you didn't even think about that, man. You know, when people see freaking turtles on their back, they think, oh, so cute and stuff like that. But, bro, that's really like a life or death situation, bro. I didn't even think about it like that, man. And the thing about deers, too, bro. Get freaking antelope, man, and you saw that, man, he was just dragging that freaking body, bro. Nature, bro. It's full of freaking bizarre things, man. I didn't even think about, Seekers, bro. Expanding my knowledge, bro.
Largest animals of all time. Number 3, Megalodon. The Megalodon was a massive prehistoric shark species that existed approximately from 23 to 3.6 million years ago. Fossils suggest that the Megalodon could reach lengths of up to 18 meters, making it one of the largest and most powerful predators in vertebrate history. Its large, sharp teeth are often found fossilized and serve as a testament to the shark's predatory capabilities. Although there are no true photos of the Megalodon due to its prehistoric era, artistic depictions and photos of fossilized teeth and jaws give us an idea of its colossal size. Number 2, blue whale. The blue whale holds the title of the largest animal currently living, and perhaps the largest that has ever existed. Measuring up to 30 meters in length and weighing up to 200 tons, their size is truly awe-inspiring. These marine mammals are known for their distinctive blue-gray color and powerful, impressive calls, which can be heard over long distances underwater. Photos of blue whales, often taken by researchers and marine biologists, capture the majesty and immensity of these gentle ocean. Vertebrae and limb bones constitutes our main source of knowledge about this massive creature. Photos of their skeletal remains are a striking reminder of the scale of these prehistoric animals.
You will not believe the horrific things that this woman allegedly did with her dog. This is Brittany McClure, and up until a couple of weeks ago, she lived a completely normal life. Brittany is from Michigan here in the United States. She had a boyfriend, and everything seemed to be going great in her life. That is, until her boyfriend decided to check on some of the security camera footage from a camera that he had installed inside of the couple's home. Apparently, Brittany's ex-boyfriend had noticed that there had been some movement in the living room in the middle of the day, so he went to go check the footage. And when he went to go watch the footage, he could not believe what he was seeing. As he watched in horror, he saw his own girlfriend, Brittany, performing an act on the dog using her mouth. And she was doing this with a massive smile on her face. And when she was finished, she tried to get the dog, the couple's dog, to perform the same act on her. The detective that's investigating this case noted that while this was going on, Brittany was saying words like, "good boy." The detective even stated that in 2 decades of police work, he had never seen a video quite like the one the boyfriend brought into him. Now, Brittany was arrested and charged with a number of different things. Obviously, this is considered animal abuse, and this case is just being brought to trial or whatever the process is right now. So we're going to find out more about all of Brittany's devices and exactly what she's been doing to her dog in the house. But I just cannot believe this story, and I cannot even fathom what her boyfriend must have felt when he just went to go check the security camera video and saw that. Absolutely disgusting, shocking, horrifying, and yeah, just ugh.
Seekers. That's freaking, yeah, like you said, one of the most bizarre cases I've ever heard as well, man. Like, to do that to your own freaking dog? Bro, what the hell is going through her mind, man? Like, the boyfriend, like I said, right there, the boyfriend's probably like, what the did I just watch, bro? And she was saying, good boy. Disgusting, man. Like, you're in a whole freaking relationship, bro. Why would you do that to your freaking dog? At least people nowadays, seekers, bro. Like I said, man, they be getting crazy, bro. What do you guys think about that freaking case?
Ionized yeast presents Light Out.
Molly Lee was born in Burslem in England in about 1685. She was known for being very ugly and so never married and was shunned by the town. It was said that she had an adult mind and abilities from birth. She was able to eat a crust of bread just a few hours after being born and would not drink her mother's milk. She was also known for her temper and did not have many friends apart from a blackbird which followed her about everywhere. She didn't attend church often, so Parson Spencer, who was the rector of the local church, hated her. Apparently, after declaring her a witch, all the beer in the local pub turned sour. After he shot at her bird, it flew away and he had stomach pains for the next few weeks. After Molly was dead and buried, the locals paid a visit to her home. Apparently they saw her sitting by the fire and knitting. Parson Spencer then dug up her body and rotated it 90 degrees.
Which, bro?
5 things I guarantee you didn't know about gorillas. The sound of them beating their chests is something no words can possibly ever prepare you for. This 300 to 400 pound live action Donkey Kong is afraid of insects like caterpillars and reptiles, especially chameleons. Baby gorillas will play with almost anything but hit the brakes immediately the moment they see this. Same dude y'all thought could do something with Godzilla gets sent packing by his minion. Now ain't that a bit? On top of that, gorillas hate water and they really hate rain. If a troop of gorillas gets caught in a storm, they'll just sit motionless and wait for the rain to pass. If there's a cave or some shelter nearby, they'll go ahead and hide in it too. Which is weird because gorillas will walk through swamps and babies will play in water, but rain is where they draw the line. Gorillas bite as hard as grizzlies and twice as hard as lions. A motivated grizzly bear has a bite force of about 1,100 pounds per square inch. Streets say that's enough to crush a bowling ball. But gorillas have a bite force of 1,300 pounds per square inch. And who y'all call the king of the jungle is literally half as strong, checking in at 650. That mouthpiece is what helps them crush 40 pounds of vegetation every day. To digest it all, gorillas have a massive amount of bacteria in their gut, which also means gorillas are almost always constantly farting. No, but like seriously, they don't stop. If there's a family of gorillas nearby, best believe you're gonna smell them way before you see them. That's 5 facts you didn't know about gorillas. Comment what animal you want next.
A case that...
Seekers, man. What freaking those facts about gorillas that freaking shocked you, man? I think the one that got to me the most is like the freaking biting power, bro. Saying that's more powerful than a bear or a damn lion. You wouldn't think that. It's interesting, bro. Or maybe, you know, everybody's saying the lion's the freaking king of the jungle, man. But it could be, actually, the gorilla could be, you know, up on the chain as well, bro. It's crazy, Seekers.
makes me sick. The murder of Kenneth White. These 5 teenagers was throwing rocks from an overpass. Eventually, one rock hit the windshield of White's car and hit his face.
This is what our parents warned us about. It's terrifying to think that a real human actually went through this. Angela Hammond was a mother from Clinton, Missouri, and in 1991 she was at a grocery store. And you know, back then the general public didn't have cell phones, so she went to the payphone to call her fiance Rob. Rob says the conversation was going normal, but then Angela had said that there was this weird car that kept circling her and like driving around. So Rob, doing what any normal boyfriend, fiance, husband would do, was like, get out of there, just go home, we'll talk later. So I guess that Angela thought they had left, and so they continued talking, but then Angela says he came back. Then he hears her say something that I'm sure will haunt him for the rest of his life. She says, oh my God, what am I gonna do? He then hears Angela scream, and then he hears silence. So Rob panicked, not knowing what to do. He knows he could call the cops, but it may be too late. He hops in his car and drives across town to go find Angela. So while on his way there, he hears someone screaming his name from a car going the opposite direction. So Rob hits a U-turn, he sees a pickup truck, and in a terrible twist of fate, Rob chasing down this car when his transmission goes out, and Angela is never seen or heard from again.
That's a freaking tragic case, bro. And it's freaking scary, bro. Like back in the day, yeah, like I said, there was no, I guess, no mobile phones and stuff like that, bro. He had to freaking chase down dude himself, man, because I guess he said, like I said, they want to call the cops because it was going, they wouldn't have made it in time, bro. But to hear that freaking transmission failed them, man. You know that haunted him probably for the rest of his life, Seekers, man. Like, bro, that's freaking insane, bro. You had to chase him down, bro, and the freaking transmission broke down, bro. Crazy. At it.
Whatever you do, never go searching for this video. These 5 friends were forced to kill each other by the Mexican cartel. These 5 young, aged from 19 to 22, were looking for some sort of employment, and they were promised a high-paying job at a call center. But when the alleged contact was taking them to meet the people for the job, it actually turned out to be a whole scheme to recruit them to the Mexican cartel. And when all 5 of these boys said they didn't want to join, the cartel then said okay and tied them up, taped their mouth and took a picture, and then recorded one of the friends killing all the other 4 friends. And after that, they put the 5th one, who just killed all of his friends, into a car and set it on fire. I am telling you right now, do not go searching for this video because you will find it. And trust me, you do not want to see something like this. This case is absolutely horrific, and the fact that this happens way more often than we think is just extremely scary and disturbing. It's just sad that these young men were just trying to get a job and make some money for themselves, but instead it turned into a living nightmare. Rest in peace, these 5 young men.
Choose your friends wisely.
They didn't cover that in the documentary. Ew!
Fake
His
out
father
on him.
became obsessed with his competition, and it eventually ended in murder.
The modeling industry is a stressful and competitive one. You can get turned down for jobs for not fitting into the clothes that they've picked out for you, showing up to your job with dark eye circles, acne, or cuts and bruises on your body. A London model named George Coe had become increasingly obsessed with a more successful model named Harry Uzuka. They both served the same niche, so in theory, they were both up for the same modeling jobs. Harry's career was doing very well. He'd modeled for large brands like Everlane and Levi's, and he was signed to cities across the world, which in turn meant that he was working more and making more. George Coe was fairly successful as well. He'd been in a spread for Esquire and walked for Alexander McQueen. But modeling is contract work, which means you can be booked or busy, or you can go for a year without working. George was experiencing the latter. After seeing that Harry was more successful than him in the same city, George decided to start emulating his look and modeling style. But this went beyond a professional sense, and George started messaging Harry's actual friends. Harry took to Twitter to accuse George of copying him. But George took it one step further by claiming that he had slept with Harry's girlfriend, who was also a model named Ruby Campbell. The men agreed to a showdown on January 11th, 2018 outside Harry's apartment, where they would finally settle their differences. While Harry showed up armed with a metal pipe, George and his friends showed up with knives. Security cameras then showed George chasing down Harry and stabbing him. Jealousy is truly a disease, and rather than focus on his own career, George decided to end both his and Harry's by committing murder. George Coe was sentenced to a minimum of 25 years behind bars, and it seems like the only jobs he'll be booking are interviews about the crime.
It's crazy, Seekers, bro. The things, man, like she said, jealousy will do, bro. It can freaking make you do the unthinkable, man. That's why sometimes, bro, it's not best to think about what the other person got and stuff like that, because it'll just drive you crazy. You'll be like, why does he or her, why does she got this stuff that I want but I don't, man? It'll just take you down the dark path, bro. Just focus on yourself. Try to improve yourself, man. Don't worry about the next person. Your time won't come, Seekers, bro. Trust me.
This viral video from an all-male college in Madrid has shocked Spain. The video shows students at Elias Aúja staging a coordinated mass catcalling directed at nearby female students. Universidad Complutense de Madrid says the ringleader of the incident has been expelled and that a full investigation would take place. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez said the footage was inexplicable, unjustifiable and disgusting. According to Público, this isn't the first time this exact same thing has happened, with older students reportedly teaching younger students at the all-male college the chant in previous years. Irene Montero, Spain's Equality Minister, said, "It is an obvious sign that sex education is needed and that institutions must stop legitimizing sexist discourse."
Seekers, man, what do you guys think about that? That was freaking crazy, bro. Like the freaking older students teaching the younger students that was chance, man. I don't think they shouldn't haven't been doing that, bro. Putting them on the dark path, bro. Like to have that coordinated as well, man. They said the freaking ringleader got freaking expelled, bro. Now he ain't in college no more, bro. Can't do things like that, Seekers.
Have you guys heard of the satanic Oreo theory? We all know and love Oreos, right? But after this, you might not want to eat them anymore. If you look at an Oreo cookie, you notice that there's symbols on top of every little cookie. The symbol looks closely related to the double-cross eternal symbol. Now, from what we know, they supposedly put symbols in everything, including our cartoons, movies, and even on our food, to pay tribute to Satan, right? Now, the double-cross eternal symbol represents the Leviathan symbol, which is a curse, a spell. Now, some people believe that they place these symbols on the food you eat to curse, or shall I say, put a piece of Satan inside of you. You know sort of how in church you eat a piece of the bread, which means you're putting a piece of Jesus inside of you. he's becoming a part of you. By the way, before we continue this story, type amen in the comments to ward off any evil spirits that come off this video. The theory also states that the word Oreos originates from the ancient Greek and Egyptian term Orius, which just happens to be the Egyptian serpent that people used to worship. And let's not talk about the super secret bunker that the Oreo company has built in Norway, where they claim to only be holding the formula to Oreo inside. Now, I don't know if this theory is true. I don't really think I believe it, but it is a wild one. What do you think? Is it real, or are people
Seekers, man? Well, we've been talking about this for the past couple of videos, man, how they be putting messages and things that we just don't be paying attention to. Now the head that they put those joints on Oreos, bro. You know, everybody love freaking Oreos, man. You wouldn't even pay attention to it. You're just thinking, oh, the symbols, I'm just eating it. But is there more to that? We're gonna have to check that out, Seekers, man. Gotta be careful about the days you eat now too, bro. That's just freaking blowing my mind, Seekers.
In the daytime, my parents send me out in the day.
You alright? What are you doing?
Just doing
Where's Joanna?
an interview. Joanna, she's hanging out. She's around here somewhere.
Take care of her, alright?
Okay.
You understand?
I love Joanna.
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 Move the letter.
What's up? How are you doing?
Give me your hand.
What the hell?
Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Hey! Hey, your house is on fire! What? Your house is on fire here!
What?
Your house!
What do you mean?
I keep that with you.
We got out here trying to Oh my god, thank you! Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Get out of here.
It's close.
Oh my god!
Wow, that was bad. You did a good job.
Thank you!
Holy shit.
Good people, man. Could have ended very badly.
This movie was absolutely brutal. Easily one of the best horror movies of 2023. I watched a screening of Eli Roth's Thanksgiving a few days ago, and my jaw was literally on the floor. Not only did this movie deliver on shock factor, but it was really fun. I also met Addison Rae. She was really sweet. Eli Roth's really good at combining horror and comedy. If you've seen The Green Inferno, you already know. It's also one of 2023's highest rated horror films on Rotten Tomatoes. Basically, after a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired villain named John Carver terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts. W horror movie villain. He doesn't give a f***. I enjoyed every second of this. The actors did great. I definitely suggest checking this one out. Let me know what you think if you've already seen it.
Imagine it's the year 2024 and COVID-19 has mutated into COVID-23. The world is in an endless lockdown, and everyone infected is forced into quarantine camps. This movie is called Songbird, so let's watch the trailer together.
Tensions rise as we enter the 213th week of lockdown.
A grim new reality emerges.
COVID-23 has mutated.
Beginning thermal scan. Thermal scan normal.
A horrifying new development today.
Confirms the virus attacks the brain tissue.
Whoa, I'm immune!
Worldwide death toll rises to over 110 million.
All infected Americans are being forced into quarantine camps.
Sarah, what's going on?
Department of Sanitation.
Sarah, talk to me.
I think my neighbor has the fever.
It'll be so much easier if you just open the door. Mrs. Grant, you have visitors.
Sarah, please. Sarah, open that door.
Sarah, do not open that door.
Don't.
Beginning thermal scan. 3, 2, 1. Anomaly detected. Armed guards will be arriving in 4 to 6 hours. You must not attempt to leave your home, or you will be shot on sight. This is my message to you. I know you're in there.
They're coming. Don't let you go.
No.
Sarah! Say goodbye to me.
Sarah, I'm not letting you give up.
This is my message to you.
Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to survive.
I'm trying to save the one person left in my life that matters to me.
I can't help you. What you're talking about is illegal.
Freezing.
And remember, stay safe, sane, and sanitized.
What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, man, what we do is we break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, from YouTube videos to TikTok videos to IG videos. Anything weird, usual, unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Just want to thank the Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, subbing up to the channel. I greatly appreciate that, man. You guys are seeking the truth. We just like you, man. That's why you found us today, man, bro. So found this video for you guys today, man. Let's do what we do best. Seek the truth, Seekers.
Woman and her husband lived together for 40 years, until one day, the FBI revealed her husband's true identity. Bobby and Cheryl were a happily married couple for many years. They shared countless memories together, but that's not what happened. One afternoon, Cheryl was making tea. Suddenly, a group of policemen knocked on her door. Curious, she opened the door. The police broke into her home without explanation. Quickly went upstairs. Bobby was still sleeping. The police asked him his real name. Cheryl was confused by the situation at hand. She tried desperately to hear Bobby's answer, but all she could hear was a faint grunt. At that moment, Bobby was handcuffed, and a happy life was finally destroyed. Cheryl was very confused, because her husband hadn't been involved in any criminal activity. In fact, Bobby's arrest would shock the world. Follow me. Find out what happened next in part 2.
Part 2?
Here's how long animals can hold their breath, except the numbers slowly get more and more outrageous. Hippos, about 5 minutes. Kinda disappointing that the closest thing to an actual land whale taps out that fast, and that's not me fat shaming them, it's scientifically accurate. Plus, real ones know. There ain't a whole lot to shame. Dolphins, about 10 minutes. Again, pretty mid for something that has to swim for a living. Really? Sea lions, up to 20 minutes. Fun fact, sea lions are actually closer to being sea bears, the more you know. Emperor penguins, just under half an hour. And to do that, they slow their heart rate down to 3 beats per minute, and they have more hemoglobin than we do. Here's where it starts to get weird. Sloth, 40 minutes. To be fair, their ancestor was a giant marine sloth. But the animal that only ever goes swimming by accident, lasting longer than something that breathes air but has an address in the ocean, is kinda wild. Sperm whales, 2 hours. And it'd probably be longer if they didn't have to run fades with giant squids down there. Sea turtles, 5 to 7 hours. And most of that's while they're asleep. And yeah, sea turtles do breathe air. I can't believe I let myself get into an argument over that. Sea snakes, for some, 8 hours. Although they low-key cheat by being able to breathe through their skin. Spiders, 40 hours. In an experiment, a wolf spider came back to life after 40 hours under by going into a state of suspended animation. Basically, it's like going into the ultimate power save mode while also hitting snooze on death. That's not even the last animal here. Scorpions, 6 days. The more you know.
Seekers, bro, which freaking animal shocked you the most, man? To me, I think it had to be that spider, bro. 40 hours? Like I said, it put his whole freaking body in freaking, like you said, power saving mode, bro. The more you know, Seekers, man. The more you know. That's why I watch these videos with you guys, bro, to expand my knowledge base. Hopefully, y'all fellow Seekers is doing the same thing with y'all as well, bro. That's crazy, man. 40 hours? Damn.
No, silly, to dry it. But it exploded, and they were both found dead.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew. Hundreds of thousands of bodies have either been lost or buried at sea, so every time you swim in the ocean, you're basically bathing in a graveyard. Chainsaws were originally invented for childbirth. Female mummies in ancient Egypt were always decomposed more than the male ones, and this is because the male bodies were embalmed a lot sooner while the female bodies were kept at the family home until they started to decompose a little bit. And this was to prevent people from having sex with the dead female bodies. Vlad the Impaler was called this because he would place his enemies ass first on pointed poles that would slowly skewer them to death. Fatal familial insomnia is a disease where a person literally cannot go to sleep no matter what they take or what they do. The symptoms get progressively worse until they die of exhaustion. And for the last one, you might want to look up who invented blow-up dolls. There was a woman in the 18th century named Mary Toft who shoved dead rabbits inside of her and later acted as if she gave birth to them. And the doctors actually believed her until one of them discovered corn inside one of the rabbit's stomachs.
What is a disturbing fact you...
See, because the one that got to me is when they said that they invented chainsaws for childbirth, man. I guess back during the freaking old age, bro. Whose brilliant idea was that? It's gonna be like, yeah, chainsaws there for childbirth, bro. What the hell? Seekers, bro. What were they doing back in the day, bro? I don't think that was a bad idea, man. I mean, they made a freaking, I guess, an invention that helped us, the people in the future going forward, but I guess not for the freaking pregnant woman back then, bro. Seekers, what do you guys think?
Wish you could unlearn.
I'm giving y'all a chance to scroll, especially if you have kids, especially if you have a baby. Oh wait, you still here? Alright, man, don't blame me. This is on you. If there's one animal you should be afraid of in this world, it's not lions, tigers, bears, sharks. It's none of that. It's actually the one that looks the most like us. I don't care who you think you are, a chimp will really tear your arm off and beat you over the head with it. And chimps will actively hunt other animals like bush babies and red colobus monkeys. We've even seen them murk small antelope and warthogs. But the disturbing part isn't that they hunt monkeys and eat them. This is your last chance, you can still scroll. Because the thing is that apparently chimps can't tell the difference between the monkeys they hunt and human babies. Or they can and they just don't care. There have been cases of gangs of chimpanzees snatching, murking, and eating human children. In 2002 in Gombe National Park in Tanzania, a 14-month-old baby was kidnapped by an adult male chimp. You can probably guess what went down, but the result was one less baby and one partially fed chimp. Partially because the chimp started eating, but apparently got bored and left the past tense body for researchers to find. Why? Yeah, that's the thing with psychopaths. There is no why. Moral of this video? Yeah, this picture hit a little different now, don't it?
Really do.
Terrifying true facts that will keep you up at night. Part 4. Decapitation doesn't always immediately work. There have been some reports of humans living up to 30 seconds after their heads have been removed from their bodies. And there was a chicken in the 1940s named Mike who lived for over a year without his head. There is a whale called 52 Blue which sings at such a high frequency that it is unable to communicate with the rest of its species, making it the loneliest animal on Earth and dooming it to die alone. And finally, mummies weren't actually rare until the late 16th century, when the British decided to start buying mummies to grind up into paint. Oh, and they also started eating them, believing them to have special medical properties. Tag a friend if you're watching this at night, and follow for more.
Those are some creepy facts, man, especially about the freaking them eating mummies because they thought it had some special property seekers. Whew. And about the freaking hairless chicken, man. I don't know if that's cap or fact, but I'm going to freaking check on that seekers, bro. He said that chicken lived up with a week without its head. Cap or fact, bro. I'm definitely going to have to check that one out, seekers, man. I don't know if I buy into that one yet. Cause like, how the hell could it even function without this damn head, bro? The brain. That's the center of everything. What the hell?
After police received this disturbing phone call, they found a horrific scene. Lily James was a 21-year-old student and water polo coach from New South Wales. She went to Andrews Cathedral School and was a vibrant and outgoing girl. One of her friends described her as the nicest, kindest girl. She started dating fellow sports coach Paul Fison. She was dating him for around 5 weeks before her tragic death. Paul was 24 and was a former student of the same school. Lily had decided that she didn't wish to continue dating Paul and asked to just be friends. However, alarm bells would ring for her family when she didn't return home on the 25th of October 2023. That evening, police received a very disturbing call. It was almost midnight and Paul had phoned police to report a body at the school. He apparently informed them that it needed to be investigated. Police rushed to the scene and found Lily's body in the school toilets. They deemed her death to be homicide, and she'd been beaten with a hammer so badly she was unrecognizable. The next day they identified her body officially, and they would begin the process of searching for evidence. CCTV captured Lily walking into the bathroom of the school that night at 7 p.m. Paul followed her into the bathroom and she was never seen alive again. Paul left the bathroom and it was discovered that he used Lily's phone to text her dad asking for a lift. Paul then drove away, dumping a backpack and the murder weapon. Chillingly, it would later be determined that Paul had actually been to a shop to buy a hammer the day of the murder, showing premeditation. After placing the disturbing 911 call, Paul vanished. A day later, a huge search began of the local area. On the 27th of October, another body was found. This time it was Paul. He'd taken his own life after taking Lily's. A group of tradesmen had spotted his body from a distance and he was identified through fingerprints. Lily's family have set up a GoFundMe in her memory.
A 9-year-old...
Freaking tragic case, bro. She just wanted to be friends, man. Just wanted to try to break it off. I guess friendly, she didn't try to do anything, man. He still couldn't take it, and he did the unthinkable, bro. And then he did it to himself, man, because he couldn't face the freaking consequences of his actions, bro. Seekers, bro, that's what I said. Nowadays, bro, you have to freaking be careful with if you can try to get into a relationship with somebody, man, because you never know, bro. If you try to break it off, how they can react, bro. They can snap and turn to a completely different person, Seekers. Tragic case, man.
9-year-old boy goes to his twin brother's grave every day to tell him about school, even though they'd never met. Turns out the boy and his brother were identical twins. The brother died before he was born of twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. But then something strange happened. Ever since the boy was born, he's had a strong bond with his dead brother. There were endless stories to tell. He was devastated by his brother's death. When he was only a few years old, he used to go to his brother's grave alone. He would tell him what had happened to him recently. He would bring his brother flowers. He would bring him snacks. This worried his parents. But one day, the boy went to school as usual, to visit his brother's grave. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. Find out what happened next in part 2.
This part 2 is killing me, Seekers, bro. I gotta find him, bro. You gotta complete the story.
Cannibal killer Austin Harrop has just been found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. If you don't know, in 2016, Austin had just finished up his freshman year at Florida State, and on August 16th, he was out to dinner with his family when he suddenly got up and left without saying why. And here you can see him on security footage leaving the restaurant just after 8 p.m. He walked more than 3 miles before coming across the residence of John and Michelle Stevens, who were just enjoying the night and having a beer in their garage. And here you can see John in the garage that he practically transformed into a hangout for himself and his wife. But before John or Michelle could even realize what was happening, a neighbor heard awful screams coming from the driveway. Authorities responded to the scene to find 2 dead bodies and Austin attempting to eat the face of one of his victims. Authorities almost had to kill Austin because he wouldn't stop, and after his arrest he claimed to have no memory of the murders or why he did it. In previous weeks he reportedly went from a normal outgoing college student to believing he was half animal and half man. Austin had actually moved his bed into their family's garage to avoid demons and would patrol the house at night instead of sleeping. At the time, he had just trace amounts of marijuana and alcohol in his system, and the prosecution actually agreed that he was truly in a psychotic episode at the time of the attack.
A father and...
Man, Seekers, it goes to show you, bro, if you have those freaking things in your system, bro, they can just kick something off, man. It can turn you into a completely different person, bro. Like I said, he didn't even have no memory of what he did, bro, after those attacks. They got him off, man. Seekers, are you guys buying that? But they said they found traces amounts in the system, bro. So I guess those 2 things combined, bro, broke his mind. It's my best guess, Seekers.
in Boulder, Colorado, has come forward with a bombshell he thinks may be the key to solving the JonBenet Ramsey case. What he says, in 1997, only 9 months after JonBenet Ramsey was found murdered in her own home, his daughter was woken in the middle of the night. She was only 12 years old at the time. A masked man was standing over her. She was essayed before her mother, hearing the commotion, came into the bedroom and scared the man out the window. There are very
eerie similarities within this case. Most notably, this girl knew JonBenet Ramsey. They had been in the same social circles. She lived less than 2 miles away, and this attack happened 9 months after JonBenet Ramsey's murder. The father, frustrated with police lack of response within the case, hires his own private investigator who finds similar cigarette butts that were found both outside the Ramsey's home and the place where the attack took place. Could this be the key to solving the case?
Seekers, what do you guys think? Are those cases linked?
This lady is one of the luckiest people in America. She accidentally threw out a scratch-off lottery card worth $1 million, and it was found by the owners of the store where she bought the card. Now, they could have kept it for themselves, but as Amber Cagliano explains, they had a different idea.
This woman just won $1 million thanks to a very honest family. Leah Fiego was playing the scratch-off lottery like this. She thought she lost. She didn't even bother scratching off all the numbers. So she gave the ticket back to the owner and walked out of the convenience store. What happened next is pretty amazing. The owner finished scratching off the numbers. And guess what? It was $1 million winner.
After I saw 1 million, I was dancing at the store.
Abishah, whose family owns the store in Springfield, Massachusetts, says he immediately started dreaming about how he would spend the money.
The first thing that came in my mind was, I want to buy a Tesla.
But he says after a call with his grandparents in India, where they are struggling with a deadly wave of COVID cases, he knew what he needed to do.
My grandma said, no, we don't have to keep that ticket. You know who the ticket is for? We should give it back to them.
Abi says he recognized Leah as a regular customer. He drove to her office and convinced her to return to the store where she was handed back the $1 million ticket.
She started crying like a baby. She freaked out. She can't even imagine like we did that to her. She was like, I have never saw such a honest people like you in my life.
Seekers, man. If you guys found that $1 million ticket, bro, tell me, guys, would you guys return it or keep it, bro? Because like I said, not too many people, bro, would do what he did. It's like his grandparents had to convince him, bro. They said, like, nah, that ain't right. Just give it back to him, man. But Seekers, could you guys truly do that? 1 mil, bro? That's where a lot of people, that's where their test will come in, bro. You can see what type of person they would be, man. If they're going to give it back or if they would keep it, bro. I got to see you guys' comments down below on that one, man.
Let's talk about the terrifying lore surrounding the various creatures of the horror game Iron Lung. It's important to start with the fact that Iron Lung takes place entirely underneath the surface of a blood ocean on the moon. And this blood ocean is thought to be completely empty. However, it's not empty at all, and the first creature I want to talk about is this one right here. This is the one that burst through your ship at the very end of the game, but he's actually seen much earlier. So it's implied that he follows the path of your submarine through the entire game. Next is the most iconic moment of the game when you first see this eye on your camera. It belongs to a giant whale-like creature, but how do we know that? The giant whale skeletons on the surface of the blood ocean tell us that there might be many of these creatures, and this portal into the void gives us an idea of where they might be coming from.
Ooh. Seekers, are you guys gonna check out that game?
I ended my mother's life in the worst possible way. I am Isabella Guzman, and I lived with my mother, Yun Mihoy, and my stepfather in Colorado. Since I was little, I was very loved, despite being rebellious and constantly arguing with my mother. Everything was like that until 2013. I had a very strong argument with my mother, in which I even spat in her face. I was very angry with my mother, so much so that I sent her an email threatening her. My mother, out of fear, called the police and my biological father, who talked to me and managed to calm me down, or so they thought. That same night, when my mother came home from work and went into the bathroom, I went in after her and closed the door. I stabbed her 78 times until I ended her life. My stepfather came to the bathroom after hearing the screams and saw blood coming out of the bathroom. But he couldn't get in, so he called the police. When I heard this, I left the bathroom and ran away. But unfortunately, I was caught the next day. I was not sentenced to prison because I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and now I'm in a psychiatric center.
These are videos humans...
Seekers, man, she did to her own damn mom, bro. You guys saw the freaking videos how she was acting too, man, in court. It's If you can like snap, bro. If you can change to a different person, man. She had that bad of a relationship with her mom, bro. Like, never consult, man. They can just sit down and talk, maybe go to a therapist or something, man, to try to solve their issues, bro. I had to go that far. Seeks, man. Sometimes, bro, there's power in just talking, man. Just talking out your problems, bro. You never know, man, what it could lead to.
Were never meant to see. The video that I'm about to show you is extremely disturbing. This is Kevin Cosgrove's phone call from the 105th floor of the World Trade Center 2. He was trapped on his floor after the World Trade Center got hit by an airplane. You can hear him getting more and more annoyed and frustrated with the dispatcher throughout these few minutes, and it unfortunately ends abruptly when the tower begins to collapse. You hear his last moments of life as he says he's too young to die. This really puts into perspective how scary and terrible 9/11 was. May all the victims rest in peace, and here's the audio clip.
Thank God, so you can conserve your oxygen, okay? Try to put God to blow you in from the list. It's blue there, it's black, it's iron. Is anybody else want to try it anywhere? These young men, we're not ready to die.
Are the people there?
I don't need to get my ass down. I need oxygen. They have a lot of apparatus on the doesn't feel like it, lady. You could have been from all over. Could have been from Jersey. I don't believe you're higher. That's my favorite asking. Mine's high school. I must have called about a dozen times already.
A dozen times?
Cosgrove. My wife thinks I'm all right. I called her and said I was reading the building. I was fine, and bang. And I went to go down Cherry. That Cherry, that Cherry's next to me. 105. John Astro's office. That's what you said. That's the office. We're at John Astro's office.
Location?
OST. ARU. ARU. Right. That's the office we're at. As soon as you're here.
Breathe, man. Try.
Hello? We're looking at the financial center. Two windows, two broken windows. Message number 100.
Bro. Man, that day was a freaking scary day, bro, in history, bro. That freaking phone call was freaking chilling, man. Oh, 9/11, one of the worst freaking catastrophes in history, bro.
This is the gruesome case of Linda Spence explained. Linda Spence was working as a financial advisor in Scotland and was reportedly involved in some shady dealings, accepting multiple deposits from elderly people for flats which were never built. In 2010, 27-year-old Linda Spence began to negotiate a deal for what she claimed was a valuable parcel of land near Stansted Airport, and as part of this deal, she produced some handmade bond certificates she claimed were issued by the government of Denmark. She attracted an investment of £80,000 from Colin Coates, a man with something of a reputation for being involved in criminal enterprise. While looking for further investors for her project, she traveled to the United States, where the fraudulent bonds caught the attention of the FBI, and she quickly left the country. Linda's house of cards was beginning to crumble around her when she returned to Scotland, and she ignored repeated attempts at contact from Mr. Coates, who was beginning to be concerned about his investment. Coates then took matters into his own hands by snatching Linda from the streets of Glasgow in April 2011. Coates hired 2 associates to watch Linda while she was held captive. Linda's disappearance was investigated by police, who quickly identified Coates as a person of interest based off their financial dealings. However, Coates denied any involvement in her disappearance, and the investigation appeared to stall. At this point, Linda's family has become aware of her sketchy dealings and maintained hope she had simply just fled the country. However, Coates was eventually betrayed by a witness who became concerned for his life due to his knowledge of the crime and Coates' constant threats to silence him. He then went to the police, naming Coates as her kidnapper, and gave the names of the associates who had guarded Linda during her ordeal. Upon being arrested, the two associates agreed to give evidence against Coates in return for reduced sentences. They reported that Linda was kept alive for over 2 weeks, during which time she was humiliated and tortured by Coates. She was tied to a chair and forced to sit in her own waste, had her thumb cut off, her kneecaps shattered with golf clubs, her feet completely crushed, and her hands completely burnt with an iron. Coates' associates both claimed they did not witness Linda's eventual murder, but believed that Colin Coates decapitated her and put her body in the boot of his car. In the days after Linda was believed to have been killed, Coates asked a friend to borrow his boat, but was turned down. Colin Coates was found guilty of Linda Spence's murder, but has also denied any involvement. Linda's body has still never been found, despite ongoing extensive searches by the police of Scotland. And they say this case will not be closed until Linda is found. This case is absolutely sickening, but Linda Spence did steal $80,000 from a man who was known to be involved in criminal activity. Not saying she deserved what happened to her at all, I'm just saying she messed with the wrong person and got the full consequence of it. Rest in peace to Linda Spence, and I hope her body is found soon.
Man, the things people do for freaking money, bro. Yeah, how her freaking scam is going like so far, bro. She freaking scam like freaking Denmark, bro, and she made like handmade freaking like documents and stuff. She was getting away with it until, like you said, it all came crumbling down, bro, which led to her end, man. Money, bro. It's like once you get caught, bro, in that lie, you have to try to do something else, man, to spin it, bro, until it becomes it's too late. She went through all that, bro. This was some money, man.
And today, as a young man, I could begin to pay for that. I can never give back what I've taken. But I hope that this situation doesn't end as tragically as it began, and that someday something positive can come from this tragedy.
Okay, what's going on there?
Can somebody come?
Okay, I need to know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
Can somebody come and put me in handcuffs?
Why?
I just shot my dad.
What?
I just shot my dad.
You just did what to your dad?
I just shot him.
You just shot your dad? Okay. Where's your dad?
He's in the bedroom.
Okay, what's your name? Okay. And it's right?
Yes, and my mom is at work.
Your mom's at work? Okay. And your dad is in the bedroom?
Yes, I know.
Where did you shoot your dad? In the head? Where's the gun?
It's in the bedroom.
It's in the bedroom?
No,
You don't
it's
have
in the
it?
bedroom. No, I don't have
It's
it.
in the same bedroom? What?
It's in a different bedroom.
Which bedroom is it in?
It's in the bedroom across from his, where we keep the guns.
Okay, I've got people on the way, okay? You do not have the gun, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, where are you?
I'm outside by the truck.
Outside by the truck? What happened?
I don't know.
You don't know what happened? You just shot him? What?
I don't know. I don't know.
This story is...
She couldn't like freaking even explain what was going on, bro. Secrets? Like, what the hell? she was walking the freaking officer through that, bro. Yeah, like, but the freaking officers at the end got to me, but like, why did you do it, bro? She couldn't even give an answer, man. Secrets, bro. This world is, bro, getting crazier and crazier with each passing day, man. Be careful out there.
So sad, y'all. This is 4-year-old Zaylee Dream Scott. On June 10th, Zaylee tragically passed away after drowning in a pool. Zaylee was supposed to attend a birthday party, and her mother ended up having to work, but the woman who was having the birthday party for her kid said, "That's okay, just drop her off." This wasn't anything super out of the norm because her kids have been over to the house before, and that woman's kids have also been over to her house. Zaylee ended up getting dropped off at the party by her father, and when he dropped her off, he made a point to have floaters on her and told the family do not take them off because she can't swim. At first, the family wanted to believe that this was just a tragic accident, but the medical records are kind of making them think otherwise. The medical records state that her arrest was greater than 20 minutes, but the girl that was watching the kids throwing the party says that there's no way that she was in there for more than 2 minutes. When she called the mother to tell her what had happened, she said that she just ran in to make a couple drinks, but later on told the police that she left a teenager in charge of watching the children. She then changed her story and said that she went inside to prepare fruit and clean dishes and counters and so on. The day that she passed away, the scene was not taped off and security cameras were not pulled. The family watching the kids said that the DVR was broken and they let the kids back in the pool not long after this happened. The doctors say that she was under for so long that her organs were already starting to shut down when she was at the hospital. They also told her that she had irreversible brain death. I wanted to share this story because the mother feels like she's just not getting the justice she deserves. I guess the family that was watching her daughter has connections with the district attorney of that town, and she just feels like there's conflicts of interest in the case. The police still haven't even gotten a statement from her or her husband. This little girl is so beautiful. Prayers go out to her family.
It's crazy, Seekers, man. Do you guys think there's something going on more with the case? Like, the head that just said that the family had the connections to the DA, so something definitely could have been going down, bro. That's why the freaking mother, man, she couldn't get no freaking answers to her questions, bro. It's like, bro, when you have freaking connections to the right people, man, you could try to avoid any crime, bro, that you do. It's just sad. Truly, Seekers. That's it for this video for you guys today. If you stay with me to the end of the video, you're a real seeker, man, seeking the truth. So I appreciate you, man, guys. Thank you. I just want to say thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate that, man, guys. Like I said, tell me down below, man. Should I start a Discord so you guys can send me clips and I guess other videos and stuff you guys want me to check out, so you guys can kind of have an input in the videos I react to with you. Like I said, we're always trying to expand my knowledge base. If you guys have some TikToks and stuff you can send to me, I can make a Discord and we can make that happen, bro. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe. Hit that post notification bell, man. You guys gonna catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace, Seekers. What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to the channel, man. How you guys doing, bro? If you're new here to this channel, man, what we do is we break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, from YouTube videos to IG reels to TikTok videos, man. Anything weird, usual, and unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Just want to thank the Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, subbing up to the channel. I appreciate that, man. We're seeking the truth just like you. That's what brought you guys here today. Let's do what we do best, Seekers, man. Seek the truth.
Baby fell 11 floors from her grandfather's arms. On July 2019, 18-month-old Chloe and her family were vacationing at the Royal Caribbean Cruises in Puerto Rico when her grandfather sat her at the window ledge and she fell 11 floors to the ground. Chloe's grandfather, Salvatore Anello, says that it was all an accident and he thought the window was closed. He said he leaned Chloe against the window because that's what she likes to do. Chloe's mother, Kim, was devastated, but she does stand by her father and says that the cruise was negligent and should have never had an open window by a kid's play area.
Chloe's family says she fell through that open window set to slide open to provide ventilation in what's known as the H2O zone aboard the cruise ship. A family attorney says the toddler's grandfather, Sam, placed her on a railing to look outside, believing he was lifting the toddler behind a wall of glass.
After the cruise ship reviewed their surveillance footage, there seems to be more to the story.
But ship video, first shown on TV in Puerto Rico last month, shows Anello leaning out the window for about 8 seconds while Chloe is still on the ground. Then he lifts the girl up and over a wooden rail. He held her for about 34 seconds before she slipped from his arms. Royal Caribbean says the video proves Anello had to know the window was open and recklessly lifted Chloe over the window.
Salvatore pleaded guilty to negligent homicide and was sentenced to 3 years probation.
These are kids.
Seekers, man. Freaking crazy case, bro. It's like, man, it's like, bro, at first I thought the cruise was negligent because they shouldn't have, I guess, put that near the freaking kids' playroom area, but the video showed, man, that the grandfather, bro, he leaned out that window for 8 seconds, so he obviously knew, man, something wasn't there, bro. And who leans a baby against a window anyway? That's just not safe, man. Type of world we live in, Seekers, bro. You don't even know, bro, people speaking true intentions, man. Is there more to that story, bro, that we missing, Seekers?
It's toys that got banned, part 1. Up first is Aquadots. This toy allows you to arrange small beads together with water and you can make your own design. Sounds fun, right? But the problem with this toy was the coding actually released the drug GHB, aka the date rape drug. 3 kids went into a coma after swallowing the toxic pieces. They then completely recalled Aquadots. Next up is something I know we all remember, the Easy Bake Oven. But how could this be dangerous and banned? Well, several kids burned their fingers after getting it caught in the miniature appliance. One girl even had to get her whole finger amputated. This is actually insane, and who knew a harmless toy could cause so much pain and damage?
Seekers, man, those freaking toys, but I remember seeing commercials of those freaking growing up, man, especially at the Aquadots. I remember they used to run all the time. You can build whatever you freaking used to want, man. The freaking Easy Bake Oven, bro. Like, what the hell? You wouldn't think toys like that, bro, that there would be no freaking problems with them, man. Because I've always wondered what happened to that Aquadots, bro. Because I used to see that commercial run all the time, man, when I was a freaking kid, bro. And, you know, the Easy Bake Oven as well, man. It goes to show you, man, these companies, bro, all they just freaking care about is money, man. They not fully testing the product and they just putting it out. And we saw the results of what happened, bro. They had like a freaking kid had to have one of their fingers amputated, bro. Crazy Seekers, man. Tell me if you guys ever played with any of those toys, man, when you was little, bro.
I've never researched a case that has had more unexplainable circumstances than this. This is the mystery of Dyatlov Pass. For those who aren't familiar with the story, this is in 1959 when 9 experienced Russian hikers are reported missing after a mountain expedition. A search crew was sent to look for them, and what they found was horrific. Their tent was there, but it had been cut from the inside as if they were trying to escape it. The search party that was there didn't find any evidence of a threat outside of the tent, so why they cut their way out was completely unknown. But even stranger than that, the footprints that were found outside of the tent indicated that after they cut their way out, they weren't running. They were just walking normally. The bodies are all discovered kind of scattered in a several-mile radius throughout the snow, some of them half-dressed. 6 of them died from hypothermia, and 3 of them died from an unknown blunt force trauma causing severe damage to the skull and chest. 2 of them are found without eyes, 1 with their tongue cut out, and 1 without eyebrows. 1 of the bodies also tested positive for unusually high levels of radiation in their clothing. The most widely accepted theory is that this was some kind of an avalanche that had melted by the time the search party came, and that the missing eyes and tongue were just attributed to animals
animals. But let's talk about some contradicting evidence here. These were 9 very experienced hikers that would know enough not to set up camp in any sort of a danger zone, nor was there any evidence that an avalanche even occurred by the time the search party came. That, in addition to the slow-moving footprints outside of the tent when they were supposedly trying to outrun this avalanche, or even the radiation in the clothing. The case has never conclusively been closed, but no one really knows for sure what they saw that night that made them cut their way out of their tent.
Seekers, man, what do you guys think about that, bro? Like, there was non-experienced, like you said, people, man, so there's no way, like you said, they would have freaking put it on here where avalanche should come, and the freaking marks after that, man, like I said, the marks they left in the stove doesn't make it seem like there was running from an avalanche, so there could be more to that case, bro, that we don't know, man. They still haven't even saw it, bro, and they said there was high levels of radiations coming off one of the guys, man. Seekers, we're going to dive into that one, bro. I've been seeing some of you guys recently, man. I've been checking up after, you know, these videos and stuff. Like I said, that's good, Seekers. We all got to do our own research, man. But it's just nice to see, man, that you guys are digging into this stuff as well, man. So we're not alone out here, bro.
These strangest unsolved mysteries from each state. Today we have Idaho. Idaho or Udaho?
Huh?
In 1982, a man wandered into the Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Boise, Idaho, where it appeared as if he was standing in line for confessional. Which is where you tell a person in a box all your little dirty secrets. He never made it to the booth. In fact, when it was his turn to go, he was dead on the floor. It was later determined that he had swallowed a cyanide capsule, although nobody knows whether it was intentional or forced. In his pockets, they found a lot of cash with a note that said the money was for his funeral. The note was signed WML To Me, which is a company that manufactures and sells priest clothing. It gets even weirder. 1 year before his death, 2 priests in Arizona were found murdered with a wrongfully convicted suspect held at fault. The man who died in the church was wearing a belt buckle that was traced back to Arizona, and a lot of people think that he was the one who murdered those 2 priests. So do you think his death was a suicide or a retaliation murder? Do you think he was at confession to confess all of his crimes or commit another one? What's the deal with the money in his pocket saying that it's for his funeral? I wonder if they actually used it for his funeral or just pocketed the cash.
These are the people that
think,
left
Seekers?
almost 200 bodies in their funeral home to rot for over 4 years. They were stealing people's money, not actually cremating their loved ones, and let me just show you their Facebook post and what they were actually doing with this money. Here they are, August 10th, 2021, on a family vacation in New York City at the Empire State Building. In October of 2021, it looks like they were actually trying to buy his grandparents' old house. And they say, we had a cash offer ready to go. Wonder where all that cash came from. Here's November 9th, 2021. Looks like they're in South Beach, Miami now, which is not cheap.
Living it up.
Staying at a hotel right on the beach. And here they are just 1 month later in December of 2021, bragging about their nice hotel in San Francisco. And then in February of 2022, another vacation, this time to Vegas. Him and his wife and his family all going on these vacations. Here's a post from December 2021 talking about how he's so happy with where his businesses are at, the right people in the right place doing the right thing at the right time. Yeah, you were never doing the right thing.
A man who disappeared almost...
Speaking crazy, Seekers, man. I be telling people, bro, money can be the root of all evil, man. You let it, bro. Like, bro, they took all those freaking families' money that was supposed to be just going to their freaking funerals and stuff, and they just left those bodies there, man. They just living it up, going on lavish trips. Like, bro, what do we go into people's minds, man, when they freaking do stuff, bro? You betraying a person's trust, bro, by doing that, man. You taking it from their families, bro. For freaking funeral homes, bro, just left all those bodies there, man. Y'all just using that money to go on trips, not using the money correctly, bro. I wonder, man, did they ever get caught? I'm definitely going to have to check up on that case, Seekers.
almost a decade ago has been found newly deceased, but the mystery continues. In July 2013, Robert Hoagland disappeared from his Connecticut home. He was married with 3 sons, and his family were extremely concerned when they discovered that he had not taken his phone, wallet, or passport with him.
He was last seen on July the 28th at a petrol station in Newtown. He'd filled his car with petrol and bought a map from the station. This was to be his final card purchase. He was captured smiling on CCTV, and hours later, a neighbour saw him mowing the lawn. He'd actually planned with his wife to pick her up from the airport because she'd been on holiday. However, when he was due to arrive, he just never showed up. When she finally made her own way home, she discovered that he had not turned up for work either, and his car was still on the drive. When police searched his computer, they discovered that all of his searches had been deleted. Now, Robert's son had been struggling with substance abuse, and Robert had recently confronted some men associated with his son. This was in connection with 2 family laptops that had gone missing, and Robert thought that these 2 men had stolen them. However, police looked into these men and found no evidence linking them to his disappearance. Police investigations continue to reach dead ends, but all of that changed on the 5th of December 2022. Police were called to an address where a man was deceased. This man was Robert Hoagland. He'd been living under a new identity since 2013. He lived with his roommate David in Rock Hill, New York, and David believed his name to be Richard King. Robert had told David that he was newly divorced from his wife and wanted to start a new life. No cause of death has been released yet, but police are not suspecting foul play.
He just started a whole new life. What the hell? Seekers? I guess I'm like I said. I don't know what's going on with his son and stuff. You heard the story about his son. Maybe he just like broke and just said, I can't take it, and just he could just say, I'm just gonna start over. I ain't gonna contact my son, nothing, man. I'm just gonna make a whole new life, bro. Get a whole new identity, bro. That's kind of scary, bro. How like a person could just disappear overnight and just like start all over, bro. They could just make a whole new life, man, just like that, man. This world we live in nowadays, bro, Seekers, it's crazy, bro. Anybody's capable of anything, man. That's why we gotta be aware, bro.
Why is everyone talking about this woman? It's this woman, 59-year-old Debbie Collier, who was a mother and office manager who was found charred alive in the northeast of Georgia. But while I'm sitting here and I'm, researching this case, it's even stranger than I thought it was. Something is deeply off with this story. Though here's what we know. September 10th, she is reported missing, and the following day, her van is found, but she's not inside. So the daughter comes forward. She says that, her mom doesn't have any history of mental illness. She wouldn't be trying to hurt herself. So what happened here? Well, later that day, after the van was found, they go deeper into the woods where Debbie is found on a tarp, described as burned alive. This was a tarp she bought herself at the Dollar Tree, shortly before she was found. Stranger than that, her daughter comes forward and says before she was found, her mom Venmo'd her $2,385, along with this cryptic message. Does that not seem like an oddly specific amount, though?
They're not going to let me love you. There's a key in the house and blue power by the door. You guys think, Seekers, man, there's more to that case, bro? Seems like there were signs there, bro.
Interesting facts about different countries. The only place you can't find Coca-Cola is Cuba. There's more lakes in Canada than the rest of the world. Australia has the most national parks in the world. 90% of Algeria is inhabitable.
This is a disturbing case of Michelle Carter and how she convinced her boyfriend to take his own life. On July 13th, 2014, police discovered 18-year-old Conrad Roy's lifeless body inside his pickup truck parked outside a Kmart. Conrad struggled with depression and anxiety, and on this day, he took his own life by exposing himself to carbon monoxide while he sat in his truck. But this is where things get disturbing. In the weeks leading up to Conrad's suicide, he was exchanging text messages with his girlfriend, 17-year-old Michelle Carter, who actually encouraged him to take his own life. And on the same day that Conrad ended his life, she sent him these text messages, which if you pause and read it, it's super disturbing. Every time Conrad was hesitant or wanted to back out, Michelle was there to convince him and push him to do it. She even went as far as giving him step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Now, it's been said that Michelle also struggled with her mental health, and that's how they both kind of bonded in their relationship. This case really raised questions about mental health and whether someone could be held accountable for someone else's suicide. Michelle was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and was released early from prison after serving 11 months of a 15-month sentence.
See, cause she just got 15 months, bro. Man, bro. But the thing that got to me is when she said she was like walking them step by step on how to do it, bro. How to end it, just make it all stop. I understand, like I said, she was suffering from that too, but 15 months, man. What do you guys think, bro? That's why I said sometimes the system could be good or it could be bad sometimes, Seekers. I don't know about that one. 15 months? I'm gonna need you guys' thoughts on that one.
The world's worst job, otherwise known as Shein or Sheen, however you pronounce it. Hi, my name is Ethan, and let's get right into this. Recently, I've heard a lot of rumors about how bad the Shein workers are treated each day, and honestly, nothing could have prepared me for what I learned. This all started in June of 2022 when a viral TikTok displayed articles of Shein clothing with handwritten messages stating, "Need your help." According to Brightly.eco, they state that the average Shein worker works 7 days a week in 18-hour shifts. They even found that some of the workers were seen washing their own hair while they were at work just to keep up with their personal hygiene. Not only do they work a lot, but they also make a base salary of $556 a month to make 500 articles of clothing each day. Let me know what you guys think.
Nah, bro. Those are some bad working conditions, Seekers, bro. I've heard stories about it, but I kind of didn't know the full extent of it till now, bro, when I watch these clips, because that's why, like I said, bro, when I watch these clips, bro, it always expand my mind, man. Only $556 a month, bro. They're making that much clothes, bro. You're going to do something about that, man. It's a damn sweat. Basically, it's a sweatshop down there, bro. Like, what the hell? Seekers, what do you guys think, bro, about that one, man? Like I said, they had to freaking wash their hair at their job, bro, just to keep up with their personal hygiene. That's how you really know there's a problem right there, bro. 18 hours, bro. It makes you freaking wonder, man, the clothes and stuff we're wearing, bro, like, what did they go through, man, in order for us to make this, bro? So that's why we gotta appreciate everything we got, man. It's making me looking at stuff differently, Seekers.
The death of the Cranberries' lead singer Dolores O'Riordan still doesn't sit well with me. Dolores was the lead singer for the band The Cranberries, an Irish rock band. You might know the band from some of their biggest hits like Zombie or Dreams. The Cranberries were a massively successful band, and Dolores was actually one of the richest women in all of Ireland, with a reported net worth of over $66 million. In January of 2018, Dolores traveled from New York City, where she lived at the time, to London. She was traveling there to work with the producer on her side project and discuss a new Cranberries album. When she arrived, she checked in at this Hilton hotel in London, and this is eventually where she would die later that night. At around 2 a.m. on January 15, 2018, Dolores placed a phone call to her mother from inside her hotel room. Later that morning, she was found unresponsive in her bathroom and was pronounced dead at 9:16 a.m. The day after her death, a tabloid newspaper released an article that claimed that they had found fentanyl in her room. This article also falsely stated that London authorities suspected that she took her own life and that this overdose was on purpose. In reality, there was no fentanyl in her bathroom, but the circumstances surrounding her death are even stranger. It took months for her official cause of death to be released, but this is officially what happened. Apparently, her death was ruled an accidental drowning in her bathtub, following sedation by alcohol intoxication. So basically, they said that she got so drunk that she fell asleep in her bathtub and drowned. Toxicology tests done post-mortem showed that Dolores had some levels of pharmaceutical drugs in her system at the time of her death, but these were drugs that she was prescribed and there was nothing out of the ordinary. She did have a very high blood alcohol level, though. According to authorities, there's no foul play suspected, and they don't even suspect that she tried to end her own life. This was just a tragic accident. If you're enjoying this series about bizarre celebrity deaths, be sure to give me a follow and let me know who you'd like me to cover next.
I have 2 frames that I found from the Erica McKinney footage. You don't know about the McKinney tapes. This is back in 2015 when an old video camera was found abandoned. The footage is played back and it's immediately turned into copies. The thing that I knew about this was that everything was sealed to evidence. They never released the footage, but back in 2020, 2 frames leaked from this camera. This was the first still that leaked from the footage, and it's a 7-minute clip of what appears to be somebody kind of drying off a knife in the bathroom. The background of the picture is what tied this to Erica McKinney. It said the background of the video was connected back to Erica McKinney's bathroom. Erica McKinney was a Seattle woman who was found carved, is what the report said back in 2015. Meaning whoever took this footage was most likely the culprit behind it. This was the only other still that leaked from the footage, and it is haunting. Scammers are getting way too
See, 'cause you guys saw that face, bro? That freaking footage, man, that they found, man. Found it was breaking their damn case, bro. Freaking cars are up, man, and to have them freaking recorded as well. But what the hell is people going through people's minds, man? Make them do acts like that, bro. Tell me secrets, man. If you guys want me to dive into that, bro.
Creative nowadays. Last year, a 65-year-old woman from Japan was scrolling on Instagram when she suddenly came across a DM that caught her eye. To her incredible surprise, it was from someone who claimed to be a Russian astronaut. Since this man had photos of the International Space Station on his account, and he also seemed to be very familiar with space agency acronyms like NASA and JAXA, this woman completely trusted that he was telling the truth. They soon began casually chatting with one another, which quickly turned into everyday texts. And before long, this woman had fallen in love with this mysterious astronaut, and he had declared his love for her as well, promising that he would move to Japan to marry her. But there was only one problem. He was still aboard the International Space Station, and according to him, he just couldn't afford to come back to Earth. As a result, this astronaut asked the woman whether she could send him some money to pay for a rocket to come get him, as well as for landing fees. Although at first this woman happily agreed, obviously willing to help out her future husband, after she'd sent a total of $30,000 over 5 transactions and the man still wanted more, she finally became suspicious and contacted the cops. It's unknown whether the woman's money was ever retrieved, but unfortunately the man behind the scam was never caught.
Secrets, bro. These catfish, man, is like getting out of freaking control, bro. They're already freaking faking you, already faking make you trying to fall in love with a man, but they hear that she scammed out of 30 grand, bro. But she believed that he was an astronaut from outer space, bro. Like, what the heck? These catfishes, man, they be doing anything, bro, making up these freaking completely oblivious lies, bro, and they still be getting away with it, man. Tell me down below, man, if you guys ever got catfish before, bro.
35-year-old Erşan Findikoglu is the mastermind behind one of the most intricate bank robberies in history.
No way.
A crime so brazen, he posed with a pile of cash on his chest.
No way.
Secret Service agent Scott Serafian says millions were taken from ATMs in New York City alone.
Block after block, ATM after ATM. They hit them all.
They had it mapped out, and they knew that Broadway had a large number of ATMs in close proximity to each other.
From Turkey, Findikoglu hacked into the computers of international banks, stole account information, and then sent ATM numbers to criminal gangs around the world and recruited online. He also removed all withdrawal limits from the accounts. Gang members, seen here on surveillance cameras, then went to work, hitting machines from Tokyo to London to New York, where Ken Primo is a Secret Service agent.
This sounds like a GTA heist.
And emptied these.
Yes, multiple transactions. Put your card in, put your pins in, take out the limit. Put your card in, put your pin in, take out your limit.
Back in Turkey, Findikoglu was watching it all.
He was watching so that he could tell who was withdrawing how much, so that he'd know how much money he was supposed to get back.
The first hit happened in February of 2011. 15,000 transactions in 18 countries. $10 million were stolen.
Damn.
The second hit was December 2012. 5,000 transactions in 20 countries. $5 million were withdrawn. Then the big score, February 19th, 2013. In a little over 10 hours, crews made some 36,000 transactions in 24 countries for a take of $40 million.
No way, man. 40 mil, bro? What the hell? This man living like he playing GTA, bro. Like, that's the only thing I can freaking compare it to, bro. How the hell is he doing this? A hacker too?
The thieves sent most of the money back to Findikoglu, but started showing off their take, cash and expensive watches. Their end came at a mob movie staple, a New York diner, where police arrested one gang member carrying almost $1 million. But Dave Beach, who runs the Secret Service office in New York, says most of the money has not been recovered.
Gone. Just gone. It was cash. It's untraceable.
What the f? That's crazy, bro. I don't mess with those dolls, man. I ain't a doll person, bro. Seekers.
Imagine checking into your hotel room and finding this. A woman checked into a hotel room one evening by herself. She got to her room, changed into her pajamas, laid in bed and watched some TV. When suddenly she looked over at the hotel room's mirror and noticed that it was moving. She brushed it off, but then again, it shook. So the woman got up, went over to the mirror, and couldn't find anything around it that would be causing it to shake. So then she decided to pull it back.
This is what she discovered. A hole in the wall behind the mirror.
Girl, run! Who or what was moving the mirror remains a mystery. But I think we can use our imaginations, and it's not good. And I hope and I pray that she immediately checked out. Because me personally, I would have been on the phone with 911 within seconds. But this does have me questioning every hotel room I've been in, and I've never looked behind any of the mirrors. It's fine. I didn't want to sleep tonight anyways.
I want to know what could...
Speaking crazy, Seekers, man, I've been in a couple of hotels, man, and I never yet checked behind the mirrors and stuff before, bro. Bro, now I see this, Seekers, but I gotta check, bro, because now you don't never know, bro, who just spying on you, bro, who just watching you. Speaking of weird, bro, that big-ass hole, and nobody in the hotel picked that up? There had to be, like, an inside job, right, Seekers, man, because there's no way there was that big hole, bro. Nobody noticed that in that hotel she was in. It could be an inside job now that we think about it, bro. Somebody's doing something they're supposed to be doing, Seekers.
Feel more sinister than a playground where people are routinely going missing and nobody knows why. So there is a playground in Old Canster where a high number of people have gone missing between the years 1997 and 2003. And I didn't know much about this, but from what I read, between 97 to 2003, there were 11 children total and about 4 adults that were on record. It's one of those stories where it's a small town, there's limited resources, and if nobody can figure out who's taking the kids, then people are just eventually going to leave the city. Not a lot of people come back here to this day, but some do in pursuit of who could be behind this. Just remembering as I made this, it's Friday, so we do have a new episode of Creep Time, the podcast, out and available. So make sure to go click the link in my bio so you can listen on Spotify or Apple. So we got this odd circumstance of like entire classes going missing. So in 2006, a group of investigators ventured to the town, which nobody does. They set up security cameras in the rec center, which captured this, an unexplained frame of who we suspect to be our culprit.
They caught him, bro, in 4K, Seekers.
Last week, a jury ordered Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida, to pay $261 million to the family of Maya Kowalski after they were accused of abusing Maya and barring the family from seeing her during months of treatment. This story, which is the center of Netflix's recent documentary Take Care of Maya, includes a complex history and supposed well-meaning actions by the hospital. Ultimately, the hospital was charged with false imprisonment, battery, medical negligence, among other charges related to the infliction of emotional distress on Maya and her mother, Beata, who died by suicide in 2017. Now Maya, who is 17 years old, is finally getting justice for all she endured. This is a deep dive into what happened to Maya Kowalski. Maya Kowalski was a normal, healthy young girl living in Venice, Florida, when she had an asthma attack on the 4th of July in 2015 that landed her in the hospital. While at the hospital, she began having a burning sensation in her legs and feet that just kept getting worse, and while she remained in the hospital, within weeks, she could barely walk and her legs could no longer support the weight of her body. Doctors tried to figure out what was causing her pain, and eventually, Maya was diagnosed with CRPS. Complex Regional Pain Syndrome, or CRPS, describes chronic pain and inflammation that causes sensitivity and stiffness and can last for years. This can occur anywhere in the body, but typically affects the arms, legs, hands, and or feet. And in Maya's case, the pain in her legs and feet led to her needing a wheelchair. There is no known treatment for CRPS, but one new treatment that could bring some relief would be ketamine infusions. Back in 2015, when Maya was diagnosed, ketamine was mainly known as a party drug, but it is an FDA-approved anesthetic. And it works for CRPS patients because it inhibits the effect of the amino acid glutamate, which they typically have more of. So after her initial hospitalization and through the next year, Maya received ketamine infusions every 3 to 4 weeks. She did still have to use a wheelchair, but the infusions helped significantly with her pain levels and helped her feet straighten back out and some of her lesions heal. On October 7th, 2016, though, 10-year-old Maya Kowalski was taken to the emergency room at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida, due to severe abdominal pain she was experiencing. Her parents told the nurses and doctors at the emergency room that she was sensitive to stimuli of all kinds. Like, for example, for the past 3 nights, she could only sleep for moments at a time due to her pain. Her pain had recently become so bad that droplets of water on her skin in the shower made her feel like she was on fire. One nurse attempted to conduct an ultrasound to evaluate Maya, and she was screaming in pain, and that's when her mother mentioned ketamine. And that was kind of what started it all. Go to part 2.
I gotta find part 2 to these story seekers, bro. They don't have them in their videos, man. We just gotta find out ourselves, bro. Freaking crazy, bro. The story of what she went through, man. I wish we can keep it against your will, bro. But we don't know the full story. I ain't find part 2 yet, but we're gonna find the seekers, man. Seekers, man, if you guys stay with me to the end of the video, you're a real one, man, seeking the truth. So I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Guys, hit the subscribe button, man. Hit the post notification bell so you always get notified when I upload a video, man. Also, tell me down below, man, if you guys want to start the Discord, bro, so you guys can see me the Tik Toks, cause man, we can I can have more videos and stuff that I can check out, man. Cause like I said, I've been finding these clips and videos, man, together well, right now by myself. But if you guys want to help, I'm definitely open to it, bro. Guys, we're so close to 1,000, man. About to hit that mark, bro. I appreciate you guys for joining me on my journey, bro. I know we can be big, bro. I want to expand the seekers, man. I just want to keep going. Thank you, guys. I'm out. Peace, seekers.